who do you think has the Pacific? The Pacific features teams, if you don't know, like the Knights, the Kings, the Oilers, the Canucks, the Flames, the Kraken, the Sharks, and the Ducks. The LA Kings have surprised a lot of people this year. The Oilers have surprised a lot of people with how they've been lately. Division's pretty tight. Who do we give it to?
I actually hate how tight the Pacific Division is because later down the line we're going to talk Cup, and it just makes that decision so frustrating. But the hockey's going to be unreal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
To me, the team that wins the Pacific Division is the Vegas Golden Knights. You got to be hot. You're going to be cold. You just hope that you're hotter more than you're cold.
Mm-hmm.
The Oilers are hot right now. When do you make your move? Like in any race, like any distance race, they go, okay, here's where I pull ahead.
Right.
How do you pull ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights?
Because they just keep winning.
Unless they have some slump in them that they've shown zero sign of, no one's passing them.
Jesse Blake.
The Vegas Golden Knights are an interesting team because I don't know if you're aware of their goaltending, Steven.
I am well, believe me, this was my big hesitation.
Aiden Hill right now, they're starting. I won't even start there. Let's start with Ilya Samsonov.
Let's
because
go.
We all know Ilya Samsonov's numbers.
Who started well.
He's 7-3-1 on the year, 11 starts. Save percentage, .897.
Which is insane because I want to say through his first 5 games, he was like a .920.
Aiden Hill, their starting goaltender, 20 starts, 13-5-2.
Very, very good.
An .899 save percentage.
Whoa.
Just about league average.
Below 900.
It's below 900.
Both of their goaltenders. They're getting awful goaltending. And despite that, they are currently first in the division. And that is why they are going to finish first in this division. They are a full team that is able to play in front of awful goaltending. And they've proven that consistently over the years that no matter what type of goaltending they get, they can win games. And this year, more than any other. So I think the Vegas Golden Knights have proven that they can do this. And who cares what kind of goaltending they get? And then if everything regresses to the mean in terms of their goaltending and it's above a 900, think about how much better they will be at that point. So I'm picking Vegas.
I am going to be the third guy to pick Vegas. I'll tell you why. And mine's a little bit different. I'm looking at the home and away splits, and the Oilers have a really positive home and away split. Vancouver they're aways. They're 10-2-1 away. They're sub 500 at home by 2 games as of this recording.
Every year there's
actually by 5 games they're sub 500 at home.
I don't get it.
Vegas is good at home, 11-3, and they're good away, 9-5-3. This is a team that is consistent. They continually do this. And here's the problem. And this is what we ran into in the Atlantic Division for a while with Boston and Tampa. Once these teams figure it out and they're all sort of entering their prime together or in their prime together, they just know how to do it. They just know how to win. The Lightning at the beginning of this decade, coming out of the pandemic, just knew how to win regular season Atlantic Division titles. The Boston Bruins the last couple of years, they just kind of knew this is how we're going to do it. We had a slight little, nope, sorry, we're back. And they're doing it again, by the way, in the Atlantic. We can go back to that. But the Vegas Golden Knights know how to do this. I'm really impressed. Their LA is way better than I thought. I think Vancouver will turn it around. I know that they've been very good, but they had some injuries. Lankinen is now out. Hronek is out. You got Demko back. So there's been a little uncertainty, and apparently JT Miller and Elias Pettersson aren't getting along. Whatever, they'll figure that out. The Oilers' start, I think, puts them behind. Yes. I don't think they can catch Vegas if Vegas just continues to be solid as a rock, which they always are. So let's move on to the Central Division, featuring teams like, and not everybody knows the division alignment, which is why I'm going to give you all the teams. The Jets, the Wild, the Stars, the Avalanche, Utah HC, Blues, Blackhawks, and Preds. I just want to let you know that I believe I picked the Nashville Predators to win the division, and they are in last place in it. So,
do you need a towel? You got some egg on your face.
It's a bad pick. It's a bad pick. So, at this point in the season, who do you have to win the division, gentlemen?
This is Wild because they are not the Wild and also not the Jets either. I have the Dallas Stars.
Oh, they've had a bit of a rocky start.
Yeah.
Robertson's a little underperforming and not getting the thing.
They have. I would categorize the Stars as a team that is good year in and year out that has room to grow. Right. Sort of like Tampa in recent years, like we've talked about. They hit their stride as the season goes. I expect the Stars to get better as the season goes. They have ground they need to make up. The Jets are trending down. The Wild are so wildly good that I wonder if they can keep it up. Like, I still expect them to be very good and make the playoffs and be competitive and all that. But even if they trend downward a bit, again, how do you make your move? If the Stars make a move, I could see them passing both those teams and win the division.
Jesse Blake.
This is an easy one for me. As you can see, I have a theme throughout this episode is the Minnesota Wild are going to be very good. I think they win this division. They overtake the fraud Jets very easily come the middle of the season, and they don't look back because of great goaltending, because of great coaching, because of Kirill Kaprizov. The Minnesota Wild win the Central.
For all those reasons and more, I will take. I will agree with Jesse. I think that the away.
I wanted to get one where we had three different answers.
The Minnesota Wild, especially their away record, 12-2-3, outrageous, and they don't have the goal differential, the goofy goal differential that the Jets do, which is like plus 36. But they've got a sustainable one. And their points percentage as of this recording is actually higher than Winnipeg. This team is solid all the way through. They're going to survive the injury to Jacob Middleton, and then he's going to come back, and he's going to be great. I'm curious for the Wild what they want to do at the trade deadline, because I think the Jets are going to be very aggressive. And I'm curious as to what the Wild are going to do in response. In fact, you could say that the Stars and Avalanche, too, will be extremely aggressive. But it's going to be a dogfight between the two of them. I just give the edge to the Wild because I do think they are a more solid team all the way through. Even without that crazy Winnipeg start that they had, the Wild are within a point of them as of this recording, which is kind of nuts.
Hot damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, next one. We are going to do the Metropolitan, formerly known as the Midtropolitan, not anymore.
Nope.
Featuring teams like the Capitals, the Devils, the Hurricanes, the Flyers, the Rangers, the Penguins, the Islanders, and Les Blue Jackets.
It's the have and have not Topolitan.
It is. It sure is. This is the for richer or for poorer. And let me ask you guys, who do you think wins this division? Currently, the Capitals are in first as of this recording.
I'm going to stick with the Capitals because they've shown no sign of slowing down. 12-3 on the road. They're pretty good at home as well, 9-4-2, but that road record is absurd. At the time we were recording this episode, they are, I believe, the hottest team in the NHL at 8-1-1. They are tied for the highest goal differential in the NHL at plus 36. And they've played fewer games than all the teams in the Metro around them. They can weather injury storms. They have two good goalies. They have a real solid D-core. Why wouldn't I say the Caps?
Jesse Blake.
My pick is the Caps.
Jesse's going to go with the Wild.
My pick is the Caps, but I want to give some love to the Devils. I just think the Caps are a little deeper at this point, and seeing some of the Devils games, I don't think they can be as consistent throughout the rest of the season as the Capitals have shown that they can. But I think the Devils will make it really close to the top of the division and then just kind of fall a couple points short. But just for everything Steve said, I trust the goaltending a little bit more. The defense looks spectacular. Jacob Chikrin has been having an unbelievable season.
Isn't it crazy when you leave Ottawa, what happens?
He's one of the best.
You know?
Ottawa and Arizona. He's one of the best off-season acquisitions this summer. Who's better? Who's a better summer acquisition?
And for the price they paid was just like not much.
Something Dubas did. Definitely. So I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Penguins win the division. So there you go.
I'm going with I'm going to go Capitals. And really, the points percentage difference is almost 80 points percentage, or sorry, 0.80 percentage points at this time. So I'm gonna just go with the safe bet, the Washington Capitals. I do want to shout out the Carolina Hurricanes, who really did have a loss of talent this offseason. And one of the things we talked about in the previews were like, who plays for them? And you look at the emergence of a guy like Marty Nietzsche, you look at other guys that have stepped up. I want to shout out their system. But again, when it comes to the Washington Capitals, they are such a pain in the ass to play against. Teams are going to be like, oh, this is, you know how you have bad days at work? The Washington Capitals are a bad day at work. They're not a fun team to play against. This is not going to be something that you enjoy. And I think Spencer Carberry is just spectacular, as I said earlier in this episode. I just think he's a fantastic coach. And Washington Capitals all the way. They've got the right veteran talent. And when Ovechkin comes back, watch out. Watch out.
Can I remind everyone of the Jacob Chychrun saga coming to and leaving Ottawa?
Sure, please.
Bro. From HockeyDB, Jacob Chychrun traded from the Arizona Coyotes to the Ottawa Senators for a conditional first-round pick in 2023, a conditional second-round pick in 2024, and a second-round pick in 2026. Traded out of Ottawa to the Washington Capitals for Nick Jensen and a third-round pick in 2026.
Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Dude.
That is every bit as bad as the DeBrincat shit.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
Yeah. Bad asset
Good for
management
him.
there. I'm going to take us to the Atlantic Division. For those who don't know off by heart, the Maple Leafs, the Panthers, the Bruins, the Lightning, the Senators, the Red Wings, the Sabres, and the Canadiens. I'm going to start this one off. I'm going to go with the hometown favorite Toronto Maple Leafs. And the reason I'm going to go with the Toronto Maple Leafs is this. They figured out how to win at home. As of this recording, they're 14-4-0. Watch, they're going to lose their next 3 games. But what's amazing about the Toronto Maple Leafs this year is they have transformed their style of play, much to the consternation of people that loved the way they played before. I got tired of it. I see a Toronto Maple Leafs team this year that gets a lead and keeps it. And I remember generally speaking, yeah. I mean, every team gives up a lead, but with the Leafs in previous years, it was like they're going to get a 3-goal lead and they will give it up. It better not happen before the start of the third period or they're going to lose it.
Through the first 30-ish games, I think they've had a lead and choked on it in a loss once.
Yeah.
They've had a few bend but don't break games. They've held on.
They're tied for third last in the division in goals for this season.
Hilarious.
Which is hilarious when you consider. And I think with guys getting healthy, McMahon healthy, Domi healthy, Matthews healthy, Pacioretty healthy, that is going to change. And the one thing that will not change is their strength on defense and their goaltending. And I know Anthony Stolarz is out for at least another month with the
4 to 6 weeks
with a pebble on the knee.
Announced today.
But I'm talking about this as if it was a December.
I know.
You know what I said?
I'm giving context.
You hear what I
You didn't have to chime in.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Let him go.
No, I'm kidding. I think the Toronto Maple Leafs are freaking due. They've only won 6 in their entire history, and the last one was that stupid Canadian division during COVID. So Toronto Maple Leafs division winner. Steve Dangle, you're next.
This team won the Stanley Cup last year, and they like to let you know it. They have not been great all the time. They've had some points this season where they've been downright mediocre to bad.
Yep.
But every time they come face to face with a divisional rival who is challenging for their crown, they remind them where they belong.
Right.
And that's the Florida Panthers. They're hot right now. The Leafs have been so much better than I think most people thought, and they're playing unbelievable, and they're winning games that they deserve to win, and they're winning games that they don't deserve to win, and that's all led to they're tied with Florida. Florida's going to win this division, folks.
Okay. All right. I like that. Yeah. Jesse Blake.
I also have the Florida Panthers, and it's not that I don't believe in the Toronto Maple Leafs and that they've played a great style of hockey this year, and I love what Craig Berube's done, creating this team that loves low-event hockey, and they can just slog out games. They don't need a bunch of goals, but they can win 2-1 hockey games. It's beautiful stuff, but I think there always comes a time in the Leafs regular seasons where they drop a couple where they shouldn't, and it's proven consistent year in and year out. And I don't believe the Florida Panthers have that in them. I feel like
the
Florida Panthers
all win, aren't they?
Are just more consistent of a hockey team. The starting Dennis Hildeby scares me. It's not a great thing that they got to do this for a month with Wool and Hildeby. Like that's not a recipe for success from what we've seen from Hildeby so far this season. So I think they drop a couple of games there because the goaltending is not going to be as good as it was through the fall, through the winter. So I think Florida is just a more consistent and overall better built team for this regular season stretch. So I'm going to go with Florida eking out the Atlantic.
Do we see Matt Murray back up?
Matt Murray can't play hockey.
Okay.
He's injured right now.
All right.
So if he gets healthy, there's a job waiting for him. Can Matt Murray stay healthy for a day?
Do we see the best goaltender in the AHL, Artur Akhtamov, come up?
No, they called up Hildeby. He was okay after starting off
Terribly. Yeah.
I could easily see the Leafs claiming the first goalie put on waivers.
Really?
Yep. Why not? Why not? If Murray's hurt and you have 2 kids who you're not too sure about,
Claim a goalie. That's a good idea.
claim a goalie.
That's
I would
right.
love for Matt Murray to be healthy, like for everything he's been through.
Yes.
Everything has been injury troubles and
Yeah.
him not being able to play. But once again, he's injured and they don't have a timeline on when he's going to return as of when we're recording this. So we'll see.
As of when we're recording, again, 4 to 6 weeks, that's 14 to 19 games.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. So, okay, how many of those games do you expect? Like, literally, you're looking for someone to pick up half a dozen games,
Yeah.
right? Maybe more?
You just need somebody to go basically
8.
500 in those games.
8-ish? Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
If someone is on waiver, like, I literally don't care what their name is. If they're a living, breathing human being who's played more than 20 NHL games, claim them.
We shouldn't spend too much time on this because none of this can matter.